Hello, I'm Edward. This is my final project. Uh, so I'm gonna give you quick analysis of what my questions were pretty much. I had two questions. One of them was how the food industry is affecting obesity around America, and then the second question was how social media can impact a restaurant or a big company. With my questions, I asked two people from the actual food industry from Satuli Canteen, which is a restaurant in Disney's Animal Kingdom. I asked two chefs that run pretty much the kitchen what they thought about it. From quick summary of what they said, they both agreed that a lot of the world obesity that's happening right now can be blamed to the food industry, like fast food restaurants or in general a lot of restaurants that have fattening food or processed food or fried food. Pretty much what we had a conversation was that a lot of people don't a lot of people are afraid to try different type of food that are healthy and delicious. They're always want comforting food, which is fried food or anything that's fast and ready. Nowadays people don't really like to wait for their food, or they don't like to cook their own food anymore. So a lot of people really you know go out and eat to fast food restaurants. Not a lot of people know how to cook anymore, and fast food is very convenient, and they aim a lot of their target audience is mostly little kids. If you've seen commercials for McDonald's, you always see the Happy Meals with like colorful toys, and they're showing the kids enjoying their toys. You know, they're pretty much aiming their target audience is the kids, and a lot of these kids are growing up with this food and only eating these food, and it's pretty much like affecting their weight. And a lot of companies don't like to talk about it because then they don't want to feel like they're fat shaming or body shaming people. But it is a real it's a big problem that a lot of people don't like to talk about. And the chef told me that pretty much there's a lot of multiple ways to open up a restaurant with delicious healthy food. you know Things that are pretty much appealing to look at and very very delicious. The restaurant they had, a lot of their food are very healthy. They don't have any fried food or anything that's you know really bad for you, and they pretty much give you options of different foods to choose from, so you can pick your make your own food. And then the second question about how social media affects the industry, the food industry. Social media is like almost like a double-edged sword. It's very good for a company if you get your name out there, or your food is out there. It pretty much gives you like free advertisement, and a lot of big companies aim for that. Like Disney, they always try to design their food to make it like very appealing to take a picture of, and a lot of people share it on social media. The chefs told me that a lot of people from around the world come to the very restaurant at Tulu Canteen because they seen the food on social media and they wanted to come and try it out. So social media can be very beneficial to a lot of companies. And Forbes magazine was pretty much saying that if you play your cards right, as a restaurant owner, you could pretty much use social media to an advantage, like free advertisement. You get your name out there, your reputation is out there. You know, with delicious and appealing, delicious food and food that's very appealing to look at. You know, if a chef designs or creates his own food, like very well, then pretty much you can use social media to your advantage. But another thing the Forbes magazine also says is that social media could also come back at you really hard. If you have any backlash, or something goes wrong, social media could really affect you. It could ruin your company's reputation and everything. And going back to the whole obesity thing, there was an article from the New York Times that says that nowadays, a lot of people tend to eat at fast food restaurants because it's very convenient. A lot of people don't like to eat different type of food because a lot of people assume that salads or a lot of like vegetables is the only way to be healthy. But there's a lot of different ways to cook food. Not everything has to be fried. You could eat chicken, beef, you can eat, all these food, but depending on how you cook it, it could really make a big difference on whether it's healthy or not. Um, Overall, uh, summarizing everything, uh, I learned a lot. Personally, had talking to the chefs and then reading articles on everything. If as a future person that wants to open up a restaurant one day, if I play my cards right, I could pretty much use social media to my advantage and design a menu that also it's very healthy and very delicious. And as future restaurant owners, or people working in the food industry, we always have to think of different ways to get our restaurants out there, or our food out there. And like the chef told me, there's so many ways that you can do that, and social media is a big way to do it. It's free advertisement. Pretty much that's it. Thank you.